Welcome back to our next episode of our farming simulator. It's basically a survival challenge. It's our start from nothing challenge, where we literally started from $0 and we are now actively making some money with our own equipment, except for, of course, this truck. This truck with the crane on the back and the trailer are very nice, but we cannot afford it yet. So this is a contract I am currently finishing up. I looked and I'm like, wow, that's actually a lot of money. Plus, if you've watched any of the prior episodes, you've learned I do really love these wood transportation missions. I find them rather easy and, I don't know, they just kind of help me to keep the game feeling fresh, I think is the best way to describe it. So I find myself very partial to these missions, and it seems like we turn a hearty profit when doing these missions anyways. So it's kind of a really nice double whammy. So we're just going to make our little drop off here. We're just heading to the wood factory that was pretty much right in front of us a moment ago. And then we're going to see what we can be up to today. And I think I got all of these onto the cell trigger, so we don't really have to worry about any of that. We can finish at $5,200 of profit on that. And then the only other mission we actually have available to us is Deadwood, which means we should probably look at maybe selling some of our stuff here. I did take the liberty of getting a different mod installed. It's called the Time-Saving Stock Check. This is one of my favorite mods from FS25, and it just kind of helps me keep an idea of where we're actually at. Plus, it tells you when, like, what month the best sale price is, which I think is very, very helpful, especially when you have a lot of different things going on. So, first things first, we're going to be looking to, or at least probably sell our lettuce that we have, because we do have about $1,600. It's just a pallet of lettuce, but I think it's worth it. So we're just going to grab the front loader here and throw the lettuce on there and then go make a sale as well, because we might as well. We've got 40 grand saved up already as well. Very, very excited about that. We're getting close. Like, we have March and April. And if we can get enough money to at least get both of those machines, I still didn't take the time to research what we need to do to actually be able to plant like parsnips or something like that. But I do think it's going to be very, very worth it. Value at all sell locations. Maybe. Let me click this. Whoa, that was a cool button. I'm gonna tag the supermarket here. It looks like it's just north a little bit here. My thinking is I want to get this sold, and then I also want to maybe start making a move towards acquiring the proper equipment. Like, it doesn't make sense to buy it yet, because there is, of course, the offshoot chance that something we need comes onto the sale. But I don't think I'm willing to compromise our field anymore. I think it's time we get that thing planted. But the question becomes, what do we plant? If we do parsnips, that kind of stuff, we can pretty much guarantee we can get it through a production, which is important. And the other thing is we could just get 60 grand and we would have access to a baler, and we already have the bale wrapper, and we already have the mower. So all we'd have to get is a windrower, and then we would be able to easily and effectively take care of our field if we were to plant grass. So we do have a couple ways we could go with this. I think everybody kind of goes towards silage right away. And that's kind of my reasoning as to why I don't want to have to go towards silage. Let me just leave this here. A good $1,700. Very... $1,117. Very profitable there. Because, I mean, like, that's a tedder. I was kind of hoping it was a windrower, but at the same time, I knew it wasn't. I was just being hopeful. So today's goal is very simple. I want to just dig into contracts as early and often as possible. I think that if we are highly effective this episode, we can set ourselves up for some major success over the course of the next year in game, which would be the next 11 episodes, because the winters are slow almost no matter what. But it looks like the best time to sell stuff is in some of these months, so I'm not very concerned about finding stuff to do in these months. It's more so just I want to be able to continue to turn a nice, hearty, and steady profit whenever possible. The infinite snow is still doing its thing, which is kind of comical. While we have the front loader on here, we might as well also move this pallet of planks into the other spot where it actually is being stored at the moment. I think that would be well worth. Pallet of planks, 1,000 liters of them. Honestly, we're probably gonna have 2 rows here because we might end up with another pallet before we're actually able to sell. But I'm not going to take a lot of time on that. It's not really worth hacking it out. Wow, if you turn the engine off while turning, it locks the turn. It makes sense, but at the same time, little surprise. So here's where we're at. We have plenty of stuff in the stock there. I'm not very concerned about that. It's more so we need to find a way to stay busy. And a big one we need to do is we actually need to get more wood for our sawmill here. Because if we take a peek at the productions tab, you can see we only have 1,000 remaining units of wood, which means it makes a lot of sense for us to attempt to bring back at least a couple really nice trees or logs. But we've got stuff all over the place. We still have to grab the pallet or the log forks. That's going to be an important one to take care of. Very perfect. We are well set up. And to the east, they're big and they're tall, but if I like lift this up, I can kind of give us some, like a chance to just drop them straight in. So we're gonna back up right to it here. Perpendicular to the trailer. We can get perpendicular by looking this way and then just lining up with the tree. Go this way. I do not want to turn this chainsaw at all. I want this to be perfect. I mean, that is ridiculous how well that worked, actually. I'm really happy about that. Okay, that's actually way too efficient. Well, we got the setup, you know, we might as well go for one more. All right, please. Please stay on the trailer. I'm actually really happy about this to the point where we're going to leave that just as it is, and we're going to finish cutting all these trees because that was way too efficient to be one of my projects. I'm really excited about how that went, and because of that, now we can go finish cutting all of our trees. Timber! This is, I mean, I'm going to call this strategy the power line removal strategy. I think it's fair to call it that. Hello, good sir, without a hat. How are you today? I mean, this should last us hopefully into like the next episode. I'm not going to say hopefully. I know it'll get into the next episode for sure. I don't know if it'll be enough to get through the next episode. So we might have to do some more Deadwood missions, but realistically, if we don't have a lot of contract stuff to work on, because Deadwood is like the only one that's ever crazy consistent. It's Deadwood and it's wood transport, and that's basically all we did last time anyways, which is a little unfortunate. But at the same time, it's kind of the option we have. I'm hoping we might get some stuff on the sale items, but that is also... It does not appear to be the case. I think we might be just grinding this one out a little bit. We could also, of course, move a month ahead, but it kind of gets rid of the vibe of every episode is 1 month. I really do like that myself, too. Helps me stay organized. And not just, like, jumping around. Because I am of the nature to jump around rather painfully, maybe. Let's see what happens here. Bingo! What are we up to? 5,900. We got 5,000 liters off that. That should last us 2 episodes. I say should because sometimes I never know. I'm not the best at keeping track of how much that thing uses. I will never claim to be the best at that either. We are also supposed to see some snow here in February, which that would be interesting in its own outright as well. We could definitely consider maybe trying to do something with that. And also, while we're doing this, I want to get this weight disconnected because it was kind of underneath the front loader and could have become a problem if I had forgotten that it was there. But for now, let's take a peek here at the contracts. We have the Deadwood one done. That was $1,500 plus we were able to collect some Deadwood. For ourselves, only other contract currently is going to be that other wood transport mission. And honestly, I'm not really a fan of that at the moment. We could take a minute. We could get some more water for that. This doesn't really need the work. So I'm going to take a moment and figure out the game plan going forward. Well, I was taking a look around and look at what I found. I was in the time-saving stock check, just kind of trying to plan out the next couple months. And look at this. The current price on the long planks is 2005, but the max price we're supposed to see is 1940, which means it's a high-demand item right now. And that's glorious. We're going to tag this place because this is the only one that necessarily needs to be sold at the current time. We could go sell a pallet of wood beams if we had them. But we do not have a pallet of wood beams ready. We do have, of course, 2 pallets of long, which is great. We can just pull out the trailer here, and we're probably actually going to use the Agro Star, the big red Agro Star, of course, to just bring this one along, because we do have snow in the forecast. And I want to be sure that if we do take on this mission, it goes well and smooth to that matter. So let's just grab this. We're going to unfold the trailer here, just so it's easier to get underneath. Turn this off for now. And, I mean, we need the pallet forks as well. It is unfortunate. I wish I had, like, a vertical storage rack for all these. That would be really, really nice. We do not, sadly. But it is what it is. I'm not going to complain about it. I would love to have some sort of vertical storage solution for all of our front loader attachments. I think that'd just be super, super cool. But these, realistically, we don't have to do too much work here. We're just going to widen these out. Hop underneath the bottom ones. Try to drop the runners on I just want to make sure I get it on a strap spot, so we can strap this down. That looks really good. Very nice. You can turn that off. I mean, this is going to be a really nice little sale. It's nothing crazy, of course. Nothing crazy, but it will be just nice to deliver it. Put a little extra money in the bank because, all things considered, if we're going to get a price better than the typical normal price of year to sell, we might as well. Might as well take advantage of that to the fullest extent we can. As we're driving up there, I anticipate maybe $4,000, $2,000 a pallet here, just because we do have some other stuff that is currently in production at the sawmill, and this says we have 2,700 planks, even though we only have 2,000 with us. So I do anticipate we're gonna get maybe $4 grand out of this, and I am actually thrilled by that. $4 grand is really, really, really nice money. I can't stress it enough. There's just something about just being able to sell stuff at the best time of year, kind of knowing that's where we're at. It is unfortunate going forward because it looks like we're not going to have a very good substantial income from all of our production stuff through the summer months, especially if we're going to keep stuff for sale at the best time of year, which we are going to be doing now. So our income's going to slow down a little bit as we hit the summer months, but our business is going to pick up. We're going to be able to take on more contracts and take them on well, to a high degree of success. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I definitely think it's going to be really tight cash as we go through the summer, which is, I mean, I think that's why I'm hoping to take care of as much money as we can. We got $2,000 a pallet. Okay, I was not anticipating $2,000 a pallet. Wow. You know, the $4,000 for that is insane. Really happy about that. And then while I was driving back, I was like, wait a minute here. Let's get out of the oncoming traffic for this car. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. But as I was driving back, I looked and there's a mulcher in here. And that would... we're going to have to think about it. Because it's $6,000. It could really slow down my ability to get my crops off the field time come harvest. But at the same time, I'm looking at it and it would it would enable me to clean up our yard and get a whole bunch of the little stuff out of there. And maybe we could have like a small grass plot or something over here. So I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence about it, because we could have a little tiny field over here. I don't think it'd be worth it at all. It'd be tiny, but if we could get rid of some of these small trees, we'd have more room for our lot. And I think that would be kind of a nice thing on its own. We could clear out these small trees over here by the bucket of tornado air and the forever snow, which I think that would be really nice as well. So I just don't know. I'm definitely... If we could get rid of these little trees, we could possibly put another shed right here. But it's $6,000 and it's opening up the door for me to spend more money. Let me just look. Is it a PTO mounting? What is it attached to? It looks like it's a PTO. Yeah, that's a 3-point with a PTO. So that's definitely, that could go on any tractor. It's a mulcher. Oh my gosh, is it a forestry mulcher? It's a TMC Cancella TDE. We need to go look for this. You know, I'm not confident in this one. I think it would work well for like, it doesn't look like I don't think this is a forestry mulcher. It looks like it's not what I'm looking for. So sadly, we're going to have to pass on that opportunity, which I think is okay, because I don't think we need to be going hard like that. Deadwood, $1,500. Wood transport, $4,800. That's a nice chunk of change, I will not lie, but at the same time, we can't do the same thing over and over, so we're going to take a little bit of time here, and I got in the other tractor, that's ridiculous. We're going to take a little bit of time, we're going to cart some water around. It's the slow months, after all. We definitely need to be just taking care of some of the stuff that isn't as strikingly important in these slow months. And this already has 3,000 liters, might as well leave it here. You know, I think there's a simple joy in just being able to take on small tasks like that, and get them all taken care of. I see a little bit of dirt on some of our implements, but nothing that's like unreasonably dirty. This is a little bit dirty, but it's the middle of the winter, you know, it's not like we're going to be doing a whole lot of crazy farming things. Between episodes, I'm going to take care of a couple more contracts because I want to be sure that we are able to do a couple things. One is we need to be able to plant and harvest our vegetables. So you see we have $40,500 there and 39, which basically means we need $81,000. $81,000 gets us there. We're over halfway already. And when is planting time? Let me take a quick peek here. Planting time, ladies and gentlemen, for parsnips is April through June. So realistically, we could get everything planted in April. Then we have 1, 2, 3, looks like 4 months. Looks like 4 months that we're going to have to get them off. I think that's going to be plenty of time. 4 months, that's 10 grand a month. We've been averaging more than that. So with no further withholdings, I hope to see you next time. Everybody, please enjoy the rest of your days and nights. Take care.